today we have the infamous Janina.
Hey! What's up, guys? It's your girl, Janina, here with Colleen Witt, and we are eating while broke and making cabbage soup. I'm super excited.
And I'm super hungry, so I didn't see any meat in this menu, ingredients or anything, but I'm still hungry and I can't wait for you to feed me.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
So what ingredients did you bring?
So here I have celery, carrots, bell peppers, onions, lemons, parsley, and cabbage, and then the vegetable broth.
Wow. So this, for a broke dish, this has a lot of moving parts, which means it's going to taste great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, and just so you guys know that are listening and watching, Janina already started. She has a little secret helper that came in before and helped already pre-start the broth, so you guys won't be here too long, or we won't starve to death while we're talking and catching up. But I'm going to sit and watch you do your thing, and I may just shoot off some questions just to find out more about you and your background on this, how this came about.
Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and add some more broth because it's already boiling. Vegetable broth we have here.
Yes. So is this because like growing up you were like a vegetarian or something? Because there's no meat in this.
Well, it was a healthy meal and it didn't, like, I know meat back then, like it's more money. And so the vegetables were just less for us to go ahead and, like, honestly, it's fulfilling, the cabbage, and it was just very like easy to make for me and my sister, you know, when my mom was working. So
nice. And I take it your mom taught you guys this meal?
She did. My mom teaches us everything. I'm like, I literally get it from my mama.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm going to go ahead and add the onions.
Go ahead. I'm learning.
So it can start.
So I know you don't cook a lot now, right?
I do not. I am a person that loves to eat out now. Back then, we were definitely in the house with peanut butter jelly sandwiches, ramen noodles, and but now I'm just like all for restaurants.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now I'm going to add the bell peppers because I also want that to soak in with the other vegetables. Ooh, we got green bell peppers, red bell peppers, yellow.
It looks like it's going to be a very colorful dish.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how long on average does this dish take? Because
I would say about, altogether, the whole process is about 30 minutes. It's not that long.
All right. And it smells good so far. So you started like real young. I'm going to move this out of the way.
Okay, perfect.
You started real young because I know you from working really young. Doing your music thing.
Oh, yeah.
Always doing tours, always performing.
I miss the school tours.
Yeah, and you were a killer.
Thank you.
I'm sure the boys would always have a heart attack when you showed up to the school.
It was the split.
It was the split. The second she did a split, it was like a wrap.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
People went nuts.
It was showtime.
The second she did a split. But a lot of people, I feel like they don't know that side of you. They don't know how long it took before you're of the official Janina that everybody knows.
Yeah, they don't, because I feel like something that I kind of like messed up on was like not really incorporating my music when I got into social media, because it was just all about videos. Like as soon as everyone got together, it was like, oh, what's your idea? And I kind of like put aside the music instead of combined it. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, I should have done that. And anytime I would like go in the studio and record a song, they would be like, why are these Viners trying to do music? And it's like,
you're like, oh, it's the other way around.
These Viners already did music. You just didn't know that world. So it was hard to like intertwine both worlds once I was already established as a social media guru.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back.
Yeah.
I am coming back. I'm going to get in the studio and start recording again because I feel like I do have such a strong passion with performing and just being on a stage. And so now I'm like, I got to get a team because I've done social media. I've been in it for 6 years now.
Wow.
6
And
years.
it's hard work, right?
Oh my
What's
goodness.
a day in the life of like an influencer?
A day in the life of an influencer. So we like to stay healthy, and like we also create content when we do this. We work out in the mornings, and then after that we go straight home, get ready for shooting, and then we literally shoot all day long, and then we go home and we edit what we shot.
Wow.
And it's like, it was a repeated cycle back then when like Instagram's algorithm was popping, because we're like, what, 4 million views? Leanne was getting like 22 to 30 million views.
Wow.
And like, it was so exciting back then that we wanted to like continue to create content. So
I always meet people that are saying, that always say, oh, I want to be an influencer. Young people, I think I'll just be an influencer. I'm like, I don't know. I tried working out with you guys. As you know, I worked out with these guys for, I want to say it was like 6 months.
Yeah,
and
you were consistent.
I was consistent, and it was, to say the least, like, first of all, you have to change your diet, and then their workouts were horribly brutal. It was like training for the Olympics. I think I went in weighing like 160, and by the time I was done, I was like 127 within 3 months.
Yeah, your come down was insane.
But that's how hard you guys work.
Oh yeah, no, it's an everyday thing. Like,
yeah. So when you see an influencer body, just so you know, when you see an influencer body online, like, at first I used to think, okay, maybe some of them are enhanced or whatever.
Yeah.
But the amount of work that it takes to sculpt your body to that level of perfection.
I'm still trying to get these gains. I'm so tiny, but I mean, one
like
day.
A super perfect body.
I'm going to go ahead and add the celery and carrots to the broth, as well as the cabbage, so that could start to soak.
Soften up for us.
Make it tender and nice. Okay.
Good. So on the business tip, though, you've been technically in business for yourself for a very long time. When it comes to being an influencer, how does the whole money play into it? Is it like you just pursue your passion and then the money comes later, or do you grind for that too?
So that's the interesting thing about it all. I've been doing social media for 6 years, and I feel like within the last 2-3 years is when I just started to make my money.
Okay.
It would literally be like, I have 2 million followers on Instagram, and I'm still not making anything.
Wow.
So then they came out with like ways to like monetize your content. I know YouTube has been doing that for years, but with Instagram, like, you're creating all this content and you're not getting paid unless a brand reaches out and they're like, hey, we want you to promote our product. Can you create a video or a concept about it? And that's how, like, recently I've been like making money.
You did in like Carl's Jr. Was it Carl's Jr.? You
I
got
did
a lot.
Papa.
Chick-fil-A?
I did a lot. Yeah, within the last like year or two, I've been working with a lot of brands, and like I got a manager that plays like a huge role in it, because she actually like consistently pitches me to brands. But before it was really hard. I'm like, how am I gonna start making money? Like,
and then doing like long shifts, and then to not like, so here you are, you're working, say, I'm guessing like a 10 to 10 hour day minimum, and then you're still not making money for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And then you're finally making money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And I've been blessed like to work with so many brands. Like I did Victoria's Secret recently, Maybelline.
Oh, nice.
Like big brands. And I'm like, I'm finally working with people I dreamed of working with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like crazy, like to see like the whole process. But people are like, you got so much money. And I'm like, if only you knew I just started making money.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like figuring out ways to make money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know about monetization on like TikTok or Instagram and Facebook. So,
or you said algorithm, and I was like, algorithm? Instagram?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, it switched up on us drastically. We're like, where are the views? Where are the likes?
Yeah.
Where are the people? What
so
happened?
are you guys able to make money on, like, say, when a TikTok comes out, like?
So TikTok has a creator program now where you can monetize your content. It's not like any crazy money, but you're still getting paid by like, I think it's per how many views you get.
Per 1,000 or something? Like CPM?
100,000, I think.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I think you could get paid there. Facebook also monetizes your content. The footage has to be 3 minutes long, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like that on Facebook and YouTube, or YouTube maybe 10 minutes worth of content. So it's like you have to create all this content for all these platforms and like try to figure out how you can like make a revenue,
Wow.
you know? So it's so much. It's so much to study. It's so much to do. Like, people don't understand. Like,
do you think it's easier for you to just do a brand than did the monetization dollars, or?
I think I love working with brands. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's honestly easier for me because they kind of give you a creator brief
Mm-hmm.
and let you know what they want you to do. And it's like, okay, like I can knock that out, as to me being like, what do I shoot today? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like what's going to go viral?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I just love working with brands in general, you know.
When
I'm adding lemons.
Oh. So when you produce like your dance videos per se, like a lot of them look, to me, they look very pricey, you know.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you're the business mind and the person that cuts the check, right?
I do it all.
See, I think a lot of people don't know that though.
Yeah, no, I scout the talent. I go and buy the wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I play all roles when it comes to like my content. Well, I don't shoot the video. I have a videographer who comes and captures that, but I still have to pay him for that, you know? Locations, I have to pay for locations. So
wow.
It's just so much that comes to shooting a video, especially the dance videos. Like, when I get a bunch of girls, I have to buy all their wardrobe and pay the choreographer, and like, it's so much. And I don't think people realize that. So I'm like, I want the video to do good so I could like at least get something back, or even if it's just support, you know? I'm like,
I think as a female, and I hate to do this, bring up the female versus male thing, but I think when they see, like, people see a pretty girl, they just think, oh, it's an influencer. And I tell people all the time, those influencer girls are badass. Like, hustling.
No, we are definitely hustlers, you know? And then even back then when we would have to attend events, like, it was always something. Like, especially my main thing is like staying relevant, you know? Because in the influencer world, anyone can do it now. You know, it's literally you start from being home, like, and having a phone, you know? Yeah. So the market has become saturated so quickly that it's like, all right, years are going by. I even get people like, she's still around? Like,
are you serious?
Yeah. Where's Janina been? And I'm like, on all platforms, you know, like working.
And you're very young.
I'm 23.
Yeah. Like, that's what people are like, take into consideration. Like, you're 23.
Yeah. And it's partially because I was dating an older man. But, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to add more vegetable broth because this thing is getting low.
I love that you and Storm, I don't know your guys' situation. I'm not going to get into it. So I don't want the comments to shift to it. But I love that you guys still remain very, well, if you guys are back together, that's obviously why. But
cordial.
Very cordial. And you still keep the working, supportive relationship going.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Storm played a major role with my career.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the things I know, I wouldn't know if I had never met him.
Yeah.
You know, I learned how to edit. Yeah. I learned how to come up with ideas.
And his work ethic is like insane.
Oh, yeah. And he's so helpful. Like, that's one thing about that man. That, like, you just can't, like, not acknowledge. Yeah. He has helped so many people, like, from King Batch, Leanne V, Hannah Stocking. And so it's always, like, we, like, thank him so much and appreciate him so much because he's played a big role in all of our careers. Yeah. So...
yeah. Now, he also brought up the whole Vine situation, and that's where, was that the first platform that you got on?
Yeah, Vine was the first platform I got on because it was popping back then.
Super popping. And
it was so easy to grow on Vine because everyone was coming together and they were collaborating and everyone was just shooting videos. And before it shut down, I got to 500,000 followers. Yeah. And so when it shut down, we all transferred over to Instagram. Okay. And I believe back then it was 15-second videos.
Yeah. And then there's like and sorry to be like all up. It's just fascinating to me.
Absolutely.
And I want everybody to hear or see this, like, to really understand, because obviously being in LA, people talk about influencers like, I just want to be one, or oh, is this a hot chick, or maybe even fake butts or fake this, and it's just like, I know you guys, and I'm like, false, all the way false. Like, this girl's a badass hustler.
Yeah. We're not given enough credit.
No, that's why I'm so excited to have you on the show, because people need to see, like, you're 100% entrepreneur. These women are entrepreneurs. They're working 10, 12-hour days.
Yeah.
They're the creative and the business, which usually you don't get in business. Usually you're either a creative or a business. You guys have to manage both.
Yeah. And sometimes we even, like, we're the director, like we will have a director to shoot our series, but we know what we want at the end of the day. And so we're the director, the producer, the creator, like we play every role. But it's I think social media is beautiful. And the reason why I say that is because it lets you be you. You have control of what you do. I noticed when I was in the acting world and the music world, I was always depending on someone. And like at the end of the day, if I want to be like, I want to shoot TikToks all day, I have my phone, I could do it by myself, And so I like the fact that I have control of what, like, my career now, if I want to create a business, go get people and be like, this is what we're doing, So I just love that social media, like, you have the ability to do that.
Do you feel like social media helps boost your confidence in your own, like, I guess, what is it, like, self-esteem,
I think so.
To, like, say you can do it or something?
Yeah, no, definitely, because I remember in the acting world, when you go to these auditions, you take all this time to learn their script. You go in, they ask you to read, give you some direction, and then they're like, have a good day. Then sometimes you don't hear back from them. And it's like, I just spent all this time doing this, and I don't even know if I'm going to get the role. So I felt like my self-esteem back then was starting to get low, and like almost hitting a little depression. Like, why am I not getting anything? And it was just a tough world. And then it's like, some people have bad days, and then they're taking it out on you, like casting directors. And I'm like, I'm just here to read my roles. So it's just a lot of energy in that world that I feel just was almost like, I don't know, a little toxic. So social media, you don't really have to deal with that, You deal with people, and like, it's either you want to work with me or you don't,
But now, if you were to cross over to mainstream, and I've seen some of you guys, like Melvin Gregg was able to, I know he came from your guys' squad. And
so did Batch.
And Batch.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a hindrance, or there could be a hindrance going from influencer to mainstream? Do you think it's harder?
Yeah, I do, because the thing I hear the most is mainstream doesn't really take social media influencers seriously.
Which is crazy.
So I'm like, if you only knew, some social media creators actually did mainstream before, but they just weren't known. Like, I was an actress before social media. I could still read a script. But because I'm an influencer, I'm not going to be as, like, taken seriously, So it's definitely harder to cross over. Like, I've tried to, like, get agencies and, like, be like, oh, I want to work with you guys, and it's still tough. Like, I'm like, I have this whole platform, and it's still hard, So it's definitely.
What's the hardest thing that you think in your career you faced where you thought about maybe giving up, or where you were, like, in a crossroads of, like, the dark side, jumping off the cliff, staying on the mountain, like.
Right. With social media, I don't really think I've come across that. With acting and music, I feel like I did. Again, I just feel like the energy in that world is just a little darker. And I don't know, I'm going to say this, but you guys can take it off if you want. I feel like there was a lot of pedophilia in music and acting, So it was always like, you do this for me, I do this for you,
Do you think that's for both guys and girls? Because guys do get it too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But I think that was just my thing.
Yeah. That's interesting you say that. I like that you said that, because nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. And like, I remember, like, I went to this meeting, like this event, and I was so disgusted, because I'm like, wow, social media is so different than this. And this guy comes over, and he's like, what do you want to do? Whatever you want to do, I got you. I'm like, okay, like I'll pitch you my ideas.
Mhm.
And then it like went down this path. And I was like, you're nasty.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm going to stick over here and be on TikTok and
Oh my
Instagram.
goodness.
So it's hard like as a woman and
Yeah.
like any world, honestly. But in social media, you don't really encounter like weird people
Yeah.
like that, you know?
Because
Like,
you're basically taking the tools that everyone has accessible to them, but you're exploiting them. I would say exploiting them to grow your business or
Yeah.
to grow.
mm-hmm.
Do you think
Thanks,
the
boiling.
secret to being an influencer or to having success is really being yourself or creating a character?
So I think you have to be yourself with social media.
Yeah.
Because you remember when I used to
Mhm.
wear contacts? I used to wear
Yes.
contacts.
Oh my God, yes.
And Storm at that time was like, you don't want to start social media like being this character because
Yeah.
they're always going to want that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just better to be you instead of kind of like Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana. Like,
Yeah.
I just think it's better just to be who you are because you can always be you at the
Yeah.
end of the day. When you're playing a character, it can become a little exhausting and everyone knows you as that character. And it's like, hey guys, I'm actually myself. And nobody takes you serious as yourself
Yeah.
because they know that character.
Yeah.
So I would say just to be you all the way. And then if you want to play characters, but don't have it be your like main focus, you know?
Yeah. Do you think the secret is how much like quantity over quality or quality over quantity when it comes to social media? Because it is competitive landscape. That looks so good. Camera above.
I hope it's
I wish you
really
could see
good.
this. It looks great.
I'm like, should I add? Let me just throw a little more
Go
seasonings
for
in
it.
there. Some pepper.
So do you think it's quality over quantity or quantity over quality?
I think it's quantity over quality. Because if you have more quantity,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't care for the quality stuff, honestly. Like when I shoot like high def videos and like the more serious stuff, they don't really relate to that because
Yeah.
they can't really do it.
Yeah.
But quantity, you are consistent and it's more, and they know that they're gonna continue to get more from you. So I definitely think, why is that like a tongue twister for me? Quantity over quality.
Are you gonna diversify like as in like all different industries? Or are you just gonna stay like music and entertainment and influence?
I'm doing everything.
Okay.
Yeah, now that I've understand social media, and I feel like I haven't fully mastered it, but I feel like very, what's going on here? Don't start a fire. Now that I feel like more comfortable in social media, because my main thing was just having money,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and being able to support myself and my family if need be, you
Yeah.
know. So now that I finally have reached that state, which is recent,
Yeah.
I'm able to branch out and be like, oh, I want to do movies and like get back in the studio.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to accomplish all the worlds because I feel like, look at J-Lo and
Yeah.
Beyonce. And so like they've tapped into every market.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to do for myself too.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Well, I definitely
Almost
think
done.
and know you have the capability of doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Between
stopping.
your work ethic, your talent, and your looks. You know? Hot mama.
Let me sanitize my hands.
and your looks, hot mama. Yeah, you can definitely do it, you know?
Yeah.
What is like some advice that you would give to someone that like has held you through this whole journey? Because I've seen you through your highs. I don't think I've ever seen you low, but I've seen you through different mountains and different chapters.
You know, when we first met you though, like even though we were performing, there was still like a struggle.
Mhm.
Like my parents got divorced like around that time, and like there was just a lot of like back history, like outside of like the scenes that we were still going through, and like I was trying to figure it out, like how can I start to like make money for my family? Like times are hard.
And
Living
you
in
were
LA
young.
is expensive.
Ugh.
It's
Who you telling?
so expensive. And like back then we were like my family was like putting so much into my career that I'm like, I need to do something. Like,
Yeah.
I need to pop off. Like, I need to become a star because everyone I felt at that time was like depending on my career to take off, you know?
But
so,
do you feel like your parents, because your parents were helping you guys, were helpful.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you felt like as a young person, like, I need to pay back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I know maybe that's not like the right way to look at it, but at that moment I was like, I need to like come up for my family, you know?
Yeah.
And me as well, like I wanted to be a star. So it definitely, I felt like a lot of pressure, you know? And like when I wouldn't get the gig and things like that, it was like, that's when I say like you hit like a little depression and stuff like that. So
wow.
I think this is
all right. It's time
done.
to eat because.
Yeah.
Woo.
I think it looks pretty
It
tender.
looks done. Don't worry, I don't mind chopping. Okay? I'm ready to eat, guys.
All
Drum
right.
roll. There's a
Drum roll. Can I do a little like test out really quick? I need to see if I can
Yeah,
add some more
go for
seasonings
it.
up in here. Give me a second.
Did the pandemic? Did you survive the pandemic gracefully, or did you hit some rough spots? I feel like digital was doing great during that time. It was like push out content. Everybody's stuck at home.
Yeah, and the Black Lives Matter
Oh yeah,
was going on at that time.
you guys did a lot.
Yeah, no, we were out there protesting.
Y'all
Like it was
doing
my
a
first protest,
Mhm.
and I was like, I gotta get out there. Like I was so hot. Like
Yeah.
I was heated and so upset with what I was seeing. And I also noticed, I'm gonna say it because I'm like an open book.
Yeah.
Brands felt the need to collaborate with more Black creators.
Heck yeah.
So it was definitely a more come up time,
Yeah.
and like that was a time where I really like started to generate revenue for myself.
Oh, nice.
So it's crazy, but I mean, it is what it is.
And I'm just curious, like, how do you feel about that? Because I noticed that during Black History Month, traditionally Black History Month has been downplayed, I think, for plenty of years. But this year was the first time I stepped into Target and I had seen, like, right when you walk in the door, I had seen a display of books. And I was shocked that I was taken back. Like, I even took a picture of it, like, wait a minute, we're actually getting this love.
Recognition.
And it's not in the back aisles. And I remember not too long ago there was
no, we were definitely pushed to the front.
Yeah, we were. And it's one of those ironic catch-22s. It's like you're kind of like, dang, it took this much, a lot to get this far. But at the same time, for the Black community, it's like you would have to be foolish not to like take advantage of finally being acknowledged for this type of distribution.
Right, exactly.
Camera on top. Look at this dish. This looks like I could pay for this at a restaurant. Look. Just so you know, guys, we're going to see her cooking ability. I don't know if she's single or not, but here it is.
Here we go.
And
I clean after I cook, so here we go.
We're going to see, because I've been cleaning after every episode. All right.
Definitely going to help.
Chair. It looks so delicious. Here we go. Oh, hot but good. It tastes great. And this is a broke dish.
Yeah.
See, being broke ain't so bad.
Oh my God. No. I think we had the best food then, to be honest.
You ever go somewhere and like pay a lot of money for food and it come out like, you're like, damn,
mediocre.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's
Especially
awful.
people that get their food delivered and you haven't tried the restaurant.
Oh my God, I was so mad. I ordered pasta from this place and I said, this is horrible. Why did they do that to me? Because they literally put a bunch of pasta on the bottom and then chicken and vegetables on top. Like nothing was mixed together or seasoned. No. I said, they're so wrong for that.
They are. That's horrible. Joe, this is really good.
You do? You like it?
I'm impressed with you, you know?
Thank you.
I'm thoroughly impressed. Your little Ratatouille, what's her name? Sidekick? Ratatouille. What did she say her name?
I don't even know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, she was on it. She was definitely on it.
For the record, she only cut your stuff. That's it. You get all the credit for this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But this is so good. I'm going to have to take this home.
Yeah. Honestly, I ain't mad at you.
Thank you.
I want to take some home too. Well, thank you for coming and feeding me on another episode of Eating While Broke.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out online or watch this video, and hopefully you guys took notes on how to make this soup because it is absolutely delicious and 100% healthy.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is.
And thank you for being like so transparent with us.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah. I hope you guys learned a lot on this episode.